da pa da ni sa ni sa ni da ma ma ga ri sa Kharaharapriya mara lokya parahara daya palita vanasi Kharaharapriya mara lokya parahara daya palita vanasi rigari sari sari gama gama padari sari gari sari na pani na mama gari Kharaharapriya mara lokya parahara daya palita vanasi Kharaharapriya.
Namaskaram. At the outset, I would like to thank Arina for the opportunity and also give a disclaimer that this deep dive into Kharaharapriya is by no means exhaustive. We have tried to put together a representation of what the raga means to us and what we have learned in the course of researching this. I would first like to start this presentation by explaining what the term Kharaharapriya itself means. There are two theories that are very popular. The first one is in the treatise by Sri Shargadeva in 13th century. He mentions that the swarams of Kharaharapriya are very similar to Samavedam, which means that it is very, very dear to Lord Shiva as Harapriya. And one theory goes that to fit the Katapayadi scheme of Sri Venkatamaki, the Khara was added to Harapriya, making it the 22nd Mela Karta. Another popular theory behind the name is that this ragam is very dear to Sri Lord Rama, as in the Kharaharapriya, meaning the raga that is dear to one who slayed the Asura Khara. So these are two popular theories as to how the name Kharaharapriya came about. The earliest mention of this raga, as I mentioned, is the 13th century work of Sri Shargadeva, the Sangeeta Ratnakara. Before that, I think the similar ragams were Marudha Pan and Kodi Palai. We also find mention of this in Silapadikaram and Sri Abraham Pandita's Karunamrita Sagaram. They were referred to as Kodi Palai. From the 17th and 18th century onwards, we find reference to the term Kharaharapriya itself. The 17th century work of Sri King Tulaja, the Sangeeta Saramrita, interestingly mentions Kharaharapriya as a janya of the Shri Raga, which is similar to the Sangeeta Sampradaya, the Rishini's Raganga scheme, where Shri is mentioned as the 22nd Raga there. Other references include Sri Govindacharyalu's Sangraha Chudamani, and of course the most famous one being the Melakarta classification by Sri Venkatamakin in the Chattudandi Prakashika. The Kharaharapriya as we know it today is the 22nd Melakarta. It is part of the 4th Chatra Veda. Kharaharapriya is a Sampurna Raga, and it has been classified as a Rakti Raga. It is supposed to evoke Karuna Rasam. Another interesting fact about the Raga Kharaharapriya is that it is Sarvaswara Gamaka Varika Raga, meaning that almost all swaras are capable of being sung with gamakams. This is another unique aspect of this raga. One more interesting aspect is that it's a Murchanakara ragam, meaning that it lends itself beautifully to Graha Vedam. With that, we will move on to Dharini.
Kharaharapriya, as Ramya just mentioned, is an ancient raga, has been a forte of many Vadyakaras to compose multiple compositional forms. To begin with, one of the earlier compositions, there has been a mention of a Lakshana Gita in Triputa Talam by Sri Govindacharyalu in his magnum opus work, Sangraha Chudamani, written in the early 18th century. Then we move on to Varnams. There are a lot more Varnams, but popularly we listen to about three Varnams. One of them being Mohamagine in the Vele by K.N. Dandavitapadipalle, a commonly heard centerpiece for dance. And Vidwan Shri Balamurali Krishna, Dr. Balamurali Krishna, has composed a beautiful Padavarna, Ninnu Neranamati. And the third one being Sami Nenarunchi, composed by our Paramaguru, Vidwan Shri Mudikonda Venkatramaiah. So it starts this way. That's how the Varnam begins, and of course in Charanam, the second and third Swarams, especially the Chitta Swarams, have a very beautiful pattern in them, and we'll listen to my Guru's rendition of that portion. Thanks to its vastness and grandeur, Kharaharapriya has been one of the favorite ragas of almost all musicians, especially yesterday's musicians when it came to Ragam Pallavi. There are many popular Pallavi lines, and one of them being, which was composed and popularized by Srimati M.S. Amma. Margane, Mushukane, Gurkhane, Umayar Margane, Arultirumar, Margane, Mushukane, Gurkhane, Umayar Margane, Arultirumar, Margane, Mushukane, Gurkhane. Next we move on to Javalis. There's a very interesting Javali by Karur Shivaramaya. Before I talk about it, I think it's best that we listen to it. It is rendered by Vidwan Shri Sikil Gurucharan.
Is it fit to take it to step? Is it fit to take it to step? Is it fit to take?
So that was the Javali. Very, very good Manipura. I think it was predominantly composed in Telugu, but a lot of English into it, making it very suitable for the current generation. So there's a beautiful Tiruppugal that many of the yesterday Vidwans, especially Sri Shatalapati Balasubramaniam Mama, popularized, and we've heard this rendition in many concerts of them. So we listen to Ramya sing that.
மாது புறமகள் பாதம் வருடிய மணவள பாதி மதி நதி போதும் நரருடிய குமரேச பாதி மதி நதி போலும் மணி சடைநாத நருடிய குமரேச
Kritis. I think when we talk about Kharaharapriya, the one composer that comes to everybody's mind here is none other than Saint Tyagaraja. He's composed close to 15 kritis invoking various rasas, and almost all of them are like really popular, very rare ones. Probably one or two rare ones, and some of the most popular ones being Chakkani Rajamargamu, Pakkala Nilabadi, Nadachi Nadachi, Saumitri Bhagyame, and so on. Interestingly, Saumitri Bhagyame has been popularized musicians of the same time period in two very distinctive Kalapramanas, two very different Kalapramanas, giving a completely different feel. Not at various time periods, but at the same time period. One version of it we will listen to Vidwan Sri Nedaludi Krishnamurthy presented. This is one version, and the other one is in complete contrast to what we just heard in Chauka Kalam. With due respects to all the musicians, musicologists and rasikas of today, the most popular Chetavara Shrangaramu that we listen to in Bhairavi today was originally composed by Tyagaraja in Kharaharapriya. We were very fortunate to get this from our Guru, who belongs to the Talistana Sishya Parampara, direct Sishya Parampara of Swami Tyagaraja. So here's the rendition. Vidwan Professor T.R. Subramaniam was known not just as a Pallavi exponent, but also for sort of popularizing a lot of not often heard compositions of Tyagaraja Swami and many other composers. And one such kriti is Kori Sevim Parare, which is one of the core Pancharatna kritis, and we will listen to his absolutely stunning rendition. And on a lighter note, the composition Vidamu Seyave, one of the Utsav Sampradaya kritis, invoking Sringara Rasa, in contrast with all the others, which is mostly Karuna Rasa or Bhakti, invokes Sringara Rasa, gives a nice recipe for making a good sweet pan as an offering to the Lord, especially these lines. Jajikayalu Yela Kulu Jabhatri Vakala Kulu Raja Raja Varadagara Supe Madurage Vidamuse Venu Vidana Sri Tyagaraja Swami's compositions has had a huge impact on another incredible composer, Sri Papanasan Shivan, and clearly is reflected in his compositions. There are many, but one such comparison is the build of Samanamaveru, Ramani Samanamaveru versus Sendilandavan. Samanamaveru ni samanamaveru Ramani samanamaveru Ramani samanamaveru Ramani samanamaveru Ramani samanamaveru Ramani samanamaveru Ramani Likewise, we see this build from the Shadram to up until the Karasai Shadram in Sendilandavan as well. Sendilandavan Tiruchendil Aandavan Tiruchendil Aandavan Tiruchendil Aandavan Tiruchendil Aandavan Tiruchendil Aandavan Tiruchendil Aandavan Chendil Aandavan. They're almost sounding very similar, and how inspiring it is to see from one composer to the other. There are, just like Saint Tyagaraja, Patnasam Shivan has also composed a lot of songs in this raga. Sendilandavan, Srinivasa Tavacharanam, Janaki Pate, Appanavatarita Kadamrutam, Ganapati Ekarnanidhiye, Saraswati Annaye, and so on. There are, of course, a lot more composers. We will just mention a few. Satatam Tavakar, a very, very unique composition in Kharaharapriya by Swathi Satatam Tavaka, and Purandara-dasa's Bharati Devi and the very famous Okapari in Kharaharapriya by Annamaya. We will also listen to one not often heard composition. We will listen to it, and I would like the members of the audience to identify the composer and the artist, mainly the Vidwan who's rendering it. Really?
KVM.
Huh?
KVM. Ramnath Krishna.
You want me to play?
Play the tune.
Yes, anyone? Aneya, yes, that's the composer, but the artist? Yes, it is Vidwanti Vishwanath. I definitely ask everyone to go and listen to this in its entirety, and you wouldn't want to come out of this, that much I can guarantee.
Yeah, all the audio recordings that we are sharing in today's presentation, we will request the organizer to share it with the larger community. So it's definitely a treasure house if you want to truly immerse in this raga. I'm sure other presentations would have also covered a lot of those compositions. It would be a great knowledge house for all of us to reference.
Truly. And though we saw so many composers compose in Kharaharapriya, Tyagaraja is the only composer among Trinities to have explored Kharaharapriya, and Swathi will sort of lead us to the next segment explaining that. Thank you.
Thanks, Dharini. Like Dharini explored and mentioned about Kharaharapriya and prominent composers like Tyagaraja and other composers that we discussed and we saw until now. The biggest question for all of us is, why did Dikshidhar or Shyama Sastri not cover this raga amongst the Trinity? So the reason being is the raga system actually has Shri Raga as a 22nd Raganga Raga. So we have a lot of compositions and explorations done by both Dikshidhar as well as Shyama Sastri in this raga. Does that mean Shri Raga equals Kharaharapriya? No. But I just want to like put it, if you're looking like for a black and white explanation, they had more nuances and more usage of Shri Raga because they followed a lot of Raganga Raga system for their compositions, which is equivalent to the 22nd Mela of or the Kharaharapriya as mentioned by Venkatamaki. There is also an interesting Lakshana Shloka which highlights the Shri Raga's Prayogam under the Sangraha Chudamani text. Again, because we are not able to show some of these nuances in the presentation, I'll just move on. Speaking of Janya Ragas, since Ramya mentioned how the raga can actually be explored in each note, it kind of like gives you a nice segue of how many Janya Ragas are possible with this raga, not just in terms of permutation combination, but also the usage of prayogas leading its way to derivation of many ragas. So just a rough number for all of us to like absorb and assimilate is like over 100 Janya Ragas are there for Kharaharapriya. And there are so many prominent ragas which also takes a very center stage in concert setting today, like Sahana, Aberi, Abogi, Aberi Pati. If we have to speak, I think we have that itself will become another exploration. But Aberi, Abogi, Sri Ranjini, Sahana, Kapi, Vrindavana Saranga, Andolika, Madhyamavati, Mukkari that we had presentation done today as well. Riti Gaula, Shri, as we just discussed. So these are some Janya Ragas which also are equally like big ragas that concert performers explored today and before. Now we will look at Kharaharapriya from a very different perspective or lens of allied ragas. So speaking of Kharaharapriya, there are also allied ragas like Devakriya, Manjari, Devamrita Vashni, which are all considered like a similar state. Like when you hear those ragas in its essence, it sounds like Kharaharapriya, but they are not Kharaharapriya. So allied ragas I'm referring to it as. So the first mention of Devakriya comes from this person named Ramamatya in his Swaramela Kalanidhi in the 1550 text. And interestingly, Devakriya is classified under Kannada Gaula set of ragas. And later on, Shahaji, the Maratha ruler of Tanjavur, he emphasizes that there is no Gandharam and Nishadam, and he classifies Devakriya as a Janya of Kamboji. And today, Devakriya is also known as Shuddha Saveri, which sounds very different from what we are referencing here as an allied raga. I move on to Manjari as another allied raga. So the prayogam is Sagariga Mapa Nida Nisa Nida Magarisa. So Aronam the prayogam is Sagariga Mapa Nida Nisa Nida Magarisa. Very popular composition in Manjari is of Saint Tyagaraja. Just sing a few lines. Puttinanade So when it's only when we listen to some of these things we can see that, oh, it sounds very similar to Kharaharapriya, but actually it is not Kharaharapriya. But that is the classification of looking at allied ragas. The other third raga that we were all discussing, we classified Devamrita Varshini also as an allied raga. It's also known as Nada Chintamani. I will quickly play a version of KVN Mama. Again, this is also a composition of Saint Tyagaraja. Since we are also running out of time, I will try to move as quickly as I can. So we explored Kharaharapriya until now through different lens, composers, compositional forms, Janya ragas, allied ragas, etymology, all of that. Kharaharapriya also adapts itself very well to the Graha-Veda concept, like Ramya mentioned earlier during our presentation. Without speaking much, let me just play a version. I would love for the audience to listen to it and highlight what are the ragas or the Graha-Veda ragas that are being presented by this artist. So one, you can identify the artist. Two, you can highlight if you've identified all the ragas that are like all the Graha-Veda ragas that are emerging from Kharaharapriya as part of this Alapana exploration, you can raise your hand. We can have the audience mention the raga.
Requesting everyone to please wait until the whole recording is being played. It's about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
Kannan
செஞ்சுரிட்டி வந்து
Okay.
I won.
Great. Yeah, so
செஞ்சுரிட்டி மட்டும் தான் கேட்டதா எல்லாரும்?
வேற ஏதாவது கேட்டதா?
எஸ்.
சொல்லு.
Okay.
Yeah, we both were debating about the
The
century.
three of us ஒருவருக்கு வந்து அது வந்து of course வேற ஒரு இதுவும் இருக்கும். அது வந்து சங்கராபரணம் கொஞ்சம் பாடியிருப்பா. அது வாட் ஆஃப் டைம் ப்ளே பண்ண முடியல. ஸோ மூணு பேரும் வந்து ஒருத்தர் ஒரு இதுக்கு வந்து ஒன்று சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தோம். பட் அது எவ்வளோ நுவான்ஸ்டாக பாடினா. ஸோ ஒன் குட் திங் அபவுட் இட்ஸ் இது எவ்வளோ நுவான்ஸ்டாக இருந்ததுன்னா எஸ் செஞ்சுரிட்டி கேட்கும். அண்ட் அந்த வயலின் வித்வான் வந்து அவர் ஆக்சுவலி அந்த ரீலை வந்து நிறுத்தி ஹி வில் மேக் ஷியூர் தட் அது வந்து ஹரிகாமோஜியாவோ செஞ்சுரிட்டியாவோ இல்லை மேலே படச்சே தொடியாவோ கேட்கணும் அப்படின்னு. ஆனால் கரஹரப்பிரியாவும் கேட்கும். I think that is the magic of the artist and of course the raga.
நாங்க ஆடியன்ஸ் என்ன சொல்றாங்க மகேஷன் தீர்ப்பு அப்படின்னு எடுத்துட்டோம்.
எல்லாம் கேட்கணுமே, ட்ரீட் தானே.
ஆக்சுவலா கரஹரப்பிரியா தான் கேட்டது.
அவ்வளவுதான். that wins.
What was the second Murchana in the Tarasai reel loading?
Sorry. Yes.
Now to lighten up the entire Kharaharapriya's explanation, Ramya already mentioned about the Tamil pun. The equivalent of Kharaharapriya in Hindustani is very similar to our Nelakarta system. You have Tat. So Kafi is the rag that we reference it as the equivalent of Kharaharapriya in Hindustani. Similarly, in Western classical, you have the first Dorian, which translates to Kharaharapriya. If you ask me any more details on that, I don't know. So everything is Google and Wikipedia.com. With respect to these influences, since the three of us are more familiar with Tamil as our native language, we have also looked at Tamil film music, the influence of Kharaharapriya in Tamil film music, and it goes. Some of the popular compositions include Malligai and Mannan by M.S. Vishwanathan. I'll quickly play one popular song of MSV here. Similarly, in the film music fraternity as well, Maestro Ilayaraja has explored a lot of interesting, like she mentioned about the rasa of Kharaharapriya being Ramya, and Ilayaraja has definitely given us, Maestro Ilayaraja has given us a very different rasas of Kharaharapriya. Some of them are Roja Poo Aadi Vandhudu, Iravu Niladu, and we will play one of Dharini's favorite song right now of so this is a very famous song from Tick Tick Tick. I know
Not just mine. There is a veteran musician who has actually mentioned this. You should go to
the On That Note series. Yeah, On That Note series.
On That Note series by Vidwan Sanjay Subramaniam. You would actually find this for Kharaharapriya. So not just me, a lot of people.
Yeah, so right now Nariya Pechu, Nariya Paatum Ketom. We would like to end our presentation with a few minutes of this beautiful Kharaharapriya exploration by fantastic Vidwan. I'm not going to share anything, not going to speak much. treat this as our vote of thanks, and we will end it with this rendition until the next set of performers transition to this.
மருகனை மன்றாடி மைந்தனை மன்றாடி மைந்தனை மாலோன் மருகனை மாலோன் 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 மருகனை மன்றாடி மைந்தனை மாலோன் மருகனை மன்றாடி மைந்தனை மாலோன் மருகனை மன்றாடி மைந்தனை மாலோன் மருகனை மாலோன் மருகனை மாலோன் மருகனை மன்றாடி மைந்தனை மாலோன் மருகனை மாலோன் மருகனை மாலோன் மருகனை மன்றாடி மைந்தனை மாலோன் மருகனை மாலோன் மருகனை மன்றாடி மைந்தனை மாலோன் மருகனை மன்றாடி மைந்தனை மன்றாடி